So how do we want to start this one?
Ba-na-na-ba-ba, Dunestone live event.
I like that, but I was thinking, why little Sebastian? Is that it?
yeah. But we're gonna do that one next.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah,
I'm
you got 2/3 of the Dunestone Redemption here. Othy Ramsey and myself, Russell Rushing. We did some live events this year that we never really got to put down on what do we call this? On
vinyl.
Yeah, we record straight to wax.
I've got a reel-to-reel
wax here.
Reel-to-reel, love it.
So the first one that we'll talk about is actually the second one that we went and saw, and that was Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
There wasn't really a title for it other than it was a screener of their new Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie.
Well, they called it the Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Roadshow.
Okay.
Yeah, so we caught that with our special guest, Bo Walker.
That's right.
He won. We had an extra ticket that we did a little giveaway for, and he won that and got to come screen that film with us. Kevin Smith was there. We both met him in the hallway on the way to the pisser. Kevin Smith is right there in the hallway.
Shaking hands.
Shaking hands. As you go in, not when you come out.
He was doing both when I went out there.
Smart guy, yep.
In fact, that's probably one of my top memories of 2019. How cool chatting with him was pretty cool.
Yeah, and just that was a really good experience.
Non-pretentious. He wanted to thank us for being there and supporting. Dude, he
was so stoked.
It's so cool.
He was so stoked that people, to this day, he's like, I can't believe people will pay money and come see me do anything.
He went to 32 cities.
They're still going.
Yeah.
We saw this in November 2nd. Is that what you said?
Yep. Yeah. And it comes out on DVD, I think, in a couple months, and he's still got lined up.
Because they were just doing stuff in Washington. I think it was in the Seattle area. Or maybe Portland, Oregon.
Well, what was the venue we saw this at? Where was this at?
It's a local independent. It's the last independent theater in Kansas City called Screenland on Armour Road. They also have Screenland Tapcade.
I'd never been there before. Awesome. Definitely going to go back. So check it out.
They have 3 theaters. I would say one is medium size.
Yeah.
One is tiny. And the one that we were in is
the large one. Yeah.
They have a lot of screeners and
you think
stuff.
About 120, 150 in the one we were at?
No. I'm going to say...
Less than that?
No. Way more than that.
Oh, way more than that.
I think you would be surprised how many people that would... I would think that would be 200.
Okay.
It may be more than
Looks
that.
are deceiving the way because it's not stadium seating like we're used to at comedy now. It's the old style, more sloped.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing slopes up, and there's a lot of seats in every row, and there's a lot more rows than you think.
And sound quality was good. Seats were good.
Yeah, there's in the top area, there's like some couches and stuff. They had some couches and stuff in the front area. This is where I get to see a lot of the screeners that like Enza shares or MGM, Lionsgate. I saw Knives Out there.
Oh, cool. If you're in Kansas City, check out this theater.
Knives Out there, I think that was like October sometime as well. It was way before it came out in theaters. It was 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before it came in theaters, and that was a great experience.
Oh yeah, I bet. Was that one full for that one too?
Yeah, that one was pretty full. I saw Ready or Not there before it came out. That one was kind of medium full. It wasn't as full. But so I'm sorry. Let's talk about the movie. Let's get
the
back
movie
to
itself. What were your overall thoughts of Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
I've talked to my kids who are both 20-somethings, and they had no idea who Kevin Smith was.
It's because you raised them wrong.
And I know. I was like, was that my fault?
That's on you.
Or was that my fault or was that Kevin's fault? I don't know. So I was like, yeah, maybe it's been a while since he's really come out with anything. And I got to looking, and it has. What
was the last thing he put out that he was in? That you would know him as Silent Bob.
Oh, I don't know. Because they do little cameos and stuff. But I mean, Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back was really the last...
Before, because I can think of Tusks. I can think of Red State.
They did Clerks 2.
Yeah.
Clerks 2 came out...
That wasn't... Yeah.
Clerks 2 came out...
That wasn't that long ago.
I don't think it was that long ago. But, we're old, so it was probably 12 years ago. But the girls had never heard of him. And so one of the things... Because I was like, well, maybe I haven't watched one of his films in a long time, and that was true. One of the things I forgot is just how crass they are.
Oh, yeah.
And even when Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith were there in the audience, they said, man, I hope you guys enjoy this film because we're just going to be in the back row jerking off the entire time. I'll be stroking my penis the entire time we watch this film. And every time you guys laugh, I'm going to squeeze it harder. Yep. And I'm just like, oh, my God. I forgot. And then when
they're like
this is like the dirtiest thing I've seen in years. They don't do any nudity or anything like that.
No.
But they sure do a lot of profanity and a lot of drug use.
Well, and my favorite part, all that, and how meta it was, but how meta it was towards Kevin Smith's old movies.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, with Ben in there, and all the cameos were great, but
oh yeah, it was basically, hey, I've gotten this one was actually crowdfunded.
Yep.
And so he's like, hey, I've gotten money together to make another movie. Who's in?
And they were all
like, oh, dude, yeah, we're in.
I mean,
if
you can get Ben Affleck together, that's huge. That's a big
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon had a big cameo. That's a big
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon had a big cameo.
Thor, what's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Hammerschmidt. Yeah, Chris Hammerschmidt.
Yeah, there was I can't even think. I can't think of her name. Rosie. Gosh, no, that's wrong. She was in Clerks 2.
Rosie Perez. No. We're sorry, Dawson.
Thank you. She had a great part in it. The people back from the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back were all back.
Yeah.
Was Mark Hamill? Did he make an appearance?
Yes, he did. He was the cock knocker.
But that was in one.
No, he was in this one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone came back.
Yeah, everyone came back. Everyone came back.
I love that too.
They're in the new Star Wars, from what I understand as well.
Are they a stormtrooper?
I don't know. There's something in the back.
Okay.
So I guess there's a scene where they're actually in the background during filming.
Well, I guess he and JJ are pretty good friends now.
Oh, I'm sure. I would imagine.
Hanging out friends. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. But they seem like really just down to earth guys.
I would say if you love the first one, you're gonna love this one. I mean, it's the same.
It's literally the same film.
Only now they have children in it.
Yeah, that's literally the same film. Yeah.
But I love the Q&A at the end. And there was people that just wanted to ramble, and he didn't stop and say, "Okay, your time's up."
No,
he just whatever. He's like, when all the time's up, the time's up. But if you want, just let them do their thing.
Yeah,
he was very cool.
And it was amazing. And speaking of rambling, that guy can ram. I mean, he can just really.
Well, and Jay's the same way. When they asked him about his daughter, that was 20 minutes later. He finally got to the point. You know?
Yeah.
And both of them, it's like, wow.
But I just felt like it was really cool. I'd never had an experience like that before.
No.
That where, the director and the other main actor come in support of the film, and he said this is how he wants to roll out all of his films.
I'd go to all
such a great experience.
I hope he comes back to so he had two shows originally, and then he had to add another one or something.
No, he had a show. It sold out instantly. By the time I brought it in there to you to say, hey, do you want to go to this? It was sold out.
I was like, yeah.
And then they added 2 more shows.
So they added 2 because
he did
3. That's awesome.
Yeah. So so they put in a heck of a long day, and he said he stays in the back and he watches the screening of every one. And he said he really liked how different areas of the country will laugh at different things.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so not everybody laughs at the same stuff every time. And he said, not everybody's as good of a crowd. Supposedly Kansas City was one of the best crowds he'd ever had.
Right. He might have said
I would imagine he says that to everybody.
I like how he said he was just in Austin, and that he texted Ben and said, you're still a hit in Austin. And Ben wrote back, yeah, I know.
He goes, I know.
I know. Yeah. So, but if you are a fan of Kevin Smith and you are by channel podcast / it's more of a YouTube stream, it's Fat Man on Batman. It used to be Batman Beyond. Before that, it was Fat Man on Batman. Now it's just Fat Man Beyond. And it's him and Mark, and they do kind of what we do. Well, they do it a lot better. And it's great.
If they do it from a much more intelligent standpoint about films. I'm sure.
One's a writer, one's a director, and they just get the best stuff. So yeah, tune into that. If you ever want to go see it, it's at the Scum and Villainy Cantina in LA. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to go to one night.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
next time I'm out in LA, I'll stop in.
Well, you never know. Anyway. Hey, it could be a vacation.
The traffic on
it's the 101 to the 405.
Yeah, that is. Well, did you take San Rosita?
No. Right. Well, yeah, if you're a Kevin Smith fan, definitely check out the movie. If he comes back, I'll go see anything. If he does this again, I would.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for any events like this in the future. I mean, it was just
cool.
Really, really cool to have
not
him.
Not that expensive. What were $50 out of pocket?
Maybe.
And then some snacks there.
Yeah.
And their beer was what, $3? That was crazy.
Yeah, well, they just have like regular bar prices.
It wasn't like here's a $12 for beer. I was like, that's great.
Yeah, we try to see a lot of stuff at Screenland. I'm going to try to keep supporting them. Them and Alamo Drafthouse that are my jam. Those in
are
Kansas City.
Alamo's not independent, but Screenland is.
Yeah, Alamo. I mean, are they? There's like 6 of them.
They're big.
So are they independent or no?
Yeah, I don't know. They're bigger in Texas, aren't they?
Well, in Austin, it was where the Alamo Drafthouse is, but that's a theater there. It's not a movie theater.
I did not know that.
Live performance. Now, there probably is a theater
that
they do there now as well.
Right on.
but there's not a ton of them, and they always do the food, combo. I think maybe there's only 6 or 7 total.
Okay.
So it's somewhat independent as compared to like an AMC, Regal, or...
Every time you find a good theater you like, it seems like in 2 years it's going to become an AMC. So that's what happened with me at all the ones I've loved.
Well, as long as they don't close them.
That's true.
Because for me, it's more like I find a theater in a great location that I like.
Yeah.
That's easy to get to and
then
next to something I like, and then bam, they close
gone.
it. Yeah.
So that doesn't happen.
It's really crass, disgusting humor.
If you like Mallrats, if you like Chasing Amy.
If you like Kevin Smith, you'll probably like this because it's a Kevin Smith film.
That's perfect timing.
And in walks Eric. Up next, we're going to talk about what I'm going to call our experience at the Nick Offerman show.
Okay.
This happened at the Music Hall. When did we go see this? Do you remember about what day?
Beginning of October.
Yeah, it was very nice that night.
Yeah,
I remember
beautiful.
we walked from the Majestic all the way to.
Yeah, we walked about 6 blocks.
Well, we started with Othy.
Yeah, we walked about 6 blocks.
Well, we started with Othy having a great idea of us going to the Majestic to have a man's dinner.
Well, I thought we'd do a Nick Offerman themed dinner, which is a huge steak and just alcohol.
And I don't
kind
know.
of a Ron Swanson dinner.
Russell can disagree. Really good steak. The Majestic.
I'll have to take your guys' words for it.
Here's
Because I
my
ordered
thing.
the seafood and got sick.
I love what I ordered, but I still have order info from what you got.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Easy steak was even better than a prime rib I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got their special, which whatever that was called. The Majestic
I think it was just the
something.
Majestic steak.
And it was man meat right there. I mean, women can enjoy it too, but it was it was very fantastic.
Most people think I'm going to go to amazing.
I think it's enough meat to please everyone.
I think you're right.
Well, and it's weird that most people think I'm going to go here, I'm going to get a steak, but then we have Russell who has to get fish at a steakhouse.
Yeah.
I got the with the baked lobster, and there was something wrong with that lobster.
Yeah.
Well, it was also the special.
Yeah,
So, it's the 4-day-old lobster.
There was something fishy about that lobster, and it.
And the rest of the night,
Yeah, it got its revenge.
for it.
It's got its revenge. By the time we made it to the Broadway arcade,
You were feeling it?
woo, yeah, man. Yeah.
It was a pretty cool venue, though, the Majestic. I'd go back. I'd try it again.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to get downstairs in that basement next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole
Sit down,
hats and
some
shorts
jazz.
on me.
Yeah.
Maybe wear some longer pants.
Yeah, I think we were a little underdressed, and we got
Agreed.
seated in the.
Hey, we don't want these people to be seen area.
Yeah, in the hey, let's keep these guys upstairs. Let's keep these guys upstairs and let all the nice people go downstairs.
Yes, agreed.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's talk about Nick Offerman at Music Hall.
I'll weigh in just real quick.
Do it.
It's definitely not what I expected. I thought it was going to be more a comedy, him telling jokes, which there was that, but it was a lot of him playing an instrument, a little bit of political, and then back to an instrument. And I thought it was going to be more like a stand-up. He was going to rip all night. Is what I thought it was. Now, I enjoyed it, but it definitely wasn't what I had in mind what we're going to see.
No, he mixes music into his stuff.
And I didn't do
quite
what
a
you
bit.
told me to, is watch some of his new stuff. I wanted to go into it blind.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's why I still enjoyed it, just not
Yeah.
what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it, just not
Yeah.
what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I think if anybody, and I'm not saying this is what you were doing, but I'm thinking if anybody went there and just expected to see Ron Swanson delivering some comedy,
Not that.
stand-up comedy or whatever, that's not
Okay, but
him.
however, do either one of you watch Making It?
Yes.
I've seen a few.
Love that
Love that
TV
show.
show.
Yeah.
I love the heart of that show. The
Yes,
heart
absolutely.
of that show is, yes, there's a prize, but we're going to build each other up. We're going to encourage one another. In fact, they encourage people that if they're done with their project to help the other people on their project.
Now, the one I've seen is where they're building like dog houses. And,
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
him and Amy Poehler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
correct.
Okay, so I have seen it.
So,
Well, season 2 just came out. I haven't seen any of season 2 though.
Are these
I have.
Netflix?
no, they're
it was
Hulu.
on ABC.
I've watched it on Hulu.
Okay.
And I expected that character of a little bit more.
Well, I'm going to jump in here real quick because I think I know where you're going. I read an article with Nick. They were interviewing Nick Offerman, and they talked about putting politics in his routine. And he said he wanted to put a little bit of politics in there and just touch on it briefly, but he doesn't want it to overwhelm the performance. And I gotta say, even though I align with him on all of his political reviews or political views, this performance was laden with politics. I mean, it was steeped and soaked in politics and liberal views. I mean, everything he did, every song, was basically from
every song,
from a standpoint of a very hardcore liberal. You're not, and I'm not, and I gotta say that you were not alone in that crowd.
Yeah,
there was, as I was getting the reactions of all the people around us and stuff as well.
Yes,
there was a lot of people in a Kansas City crowd that are not going to be hardcore liberals.
Well, don't you feel like it was beyond teasing? It was insulting that group of people.
I don't know if he was trying to insult him, but he was trying to insult or just
view,
or just make fun of some of the preposterous things that people think, because he was going a little bit both ways on that. Everything he was doing way over the top.
Right. Absolutely.
He was doing way over the top.
Right. Absolutely.
Just about the thing about like the commercial that he was talking to the narrator, and he's like, well, no, you're just assuming because I'm manly that I'm
the homosexuality,
that I'm heterosexual.
That didn't bother me. That wasn't bothersome. That was hilarious.
Oh, no.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That's not. But I mean, it's just hating on all the politicians in the area. You walked into a town and you began to hate on the governors and it was like, whoa, heavy laden with jokes I didn't even understand because I'm not into politics.
Yeah, he did a whole song about the new Supreme Court justice.
Yeah,
which I didn't know that much about.
Right.
And
I think what helped us find that funny was the amount of alcohol we'd had.
Yeah. So that I mean, we definitely had a good time. He's a great entertainer.
Yeah, I'd give him that.
I just think maybe that I would like to be in this day of politics. I don't want to go see a music funny guy that is just going to talk to me about politics all day, man.
Right.
You know, I get that shit on TV and in the
Facebook,
newspaper, and on
get
radio,
that everywhere.
and
I
Facebook.
still love Nick Offerman.
Oh, I do too, man. I wanted to go up there and rip his shirt off.
I wanted a
It
different.
had squirrels on it.
I wanted a different show.
Yeah.
I wanted the guy from Hearts Beat Loud to play some music for me.
Yeah.
And if he would have played that song, I'd have been thrilled.
A little love, you know?
Yeah, it just it seemed like it was almost from too much of a point of protest.
And I saw Tim Allen the year before, and Tim is very political, but it's funny and made it work to the crowd. And I don't think Nick did that at all.
Yeah,
I didn't think so, but I didn't know how you guys felt. And
I still had a good time. I also might have a really good time when we went and hit golf balls at the arcade afterwards, because that's kind of.
Well, no, I had a good time, and I gotta say, I enjoyed him as a performer. Mm-hmm. Like if he comes back, I'll definitely go see him again. But I'm hoping that he's a little bit more.
Can you imagine if he came in and said he had a political show? Because if that wasn't,
oh my gosh, if that wasn't political, I don't know what political is.
That's a good question.
And I didn't have a problem with it until I read that interview.
Yeah,
how he's like, I didn't want to make it too much politics.
That was a pretty good.
So
one.
I made it completely about politics.
That's a pretty good impression. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what he did.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
But I still love old Ron Swanson.
Yeah, and
breakfast is the best meal of the day.
Oh, absolutely. And I say just, what we would really encourage people to do, get out and go see stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. These guys come to town. The Kevin Smith thing was fantastic. The Nick Offerman thing was a heck of an experience.
Still had a good time.
Get out and go see things. Even if the day of, I do this as well. Eric does it as well. 2 days before, you're like, I don't want to go.
How do I get out of this?
Go anyway.
How do I politely get out of this?
Just anyway. You're going to have a great time.
Well, my thing is, I wasn't here for your Kevin Smith
I do the same thing. I do the same thing.
I didn't know anything about any of it.
Right.
I didn't have this experience where I watched that movie when it came out in
2002, 2001.
I did watch it right before we were supposed to go.
Well, you didn't watch rated R films until you were about 35.
That's not true.
That is true.
That is not true.
We just did show him Porky's the other night. Mind blown.
Yeah. I know. So 30 years old, he touched his first boob. 35 years old, he started watching R-rated films.
You got it.
I beat you by a year. 34. I love the 40-year-old virgin. You know, it's like a bag of sand.
You know, when you touch it.
No, we don't. It's a great movie.
Not really.
So go see Nick.
Go see things
anything.
like this. You may like it, you may not like it.
But you'll have
You'll have a good time. Just bring a couple stupid friends with you.
And to the gal that we harassed.
Stupid friends with you.
And to the gal that we harassed in line for alcohol that we said we'd get your name and give you a shout out.
We completely forgot your name.
We cannot remember your name, sweetheart, and I apologize.
You had like a leopard print?
Yeah. And I called
scarf on?
I guessed your name was a Karen just to be a jerk. Like, that's definitely not right. Like, you look like a Karen, and she totally got offended. Yeah. But I say that to every female. You look like a Karen. If you want to make a female mad.
And we'll shout out to the Majestic, because if you eat at the Majestic, you can park there all night.
Yeah, I'll give them that, but not a shout out for losing our reservation.
Yeah, right.
Eric clearly had on his
By the way, I got into Open Table earlier this week to make 100% had a reservation for that place.
Okay, so that was the Majestic.
It's on there, yeah.
They were trying to say we don't want your business.
Yeah.
They didn't want us in there.
Take your shorts somewhere else.
Yep. They're like, Mr. Ramsey, your short and hat attire is not working. I should have worn my boating attire, because I have that.
Yeah, we were probably some of the best tippers there that night.
That's true.
All right, I think that's all we got.
Yes, thanks, guys.